It's the end of the line for the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, it's the end of the line for these toxic people. You're now understanding it, you are seeing it, you are experiencing it, and you are a part of it. You see, as I've shared for years, once you do your part and you go no contact and you block somebody who is toxic, not blocking a healthy person, I'm talking about somebody who has been stealing from you. Once you block that person and you don't ever, and I mean ever, allow them to see the light of day when it comes to accessing you again, then that person has to go somewhere else. It's kind of like, remember when you were a kid, that game Hot Potato? You would pass the potato around and you don't want to be the last person holding the bag or with the hot potato. Well, that's what it is these days with the narcissist. It's hot potato with the narcissist. Nobody wants to engage with these people. Nobody wants to give them a roof. Nobody wants to send them money. Nobody wants to be their emotional rescue. Nobody wants to be the white knight in shining armor. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is doing what they used to do before. Now again, you may take the other side and say, well, what do you mean nobody? That's everybody. Well, it's not literally everybody. What I'm referring to is anyone who's acquired the wisdom, anyone who has watched even one video over the last 6 years, anyone who has made a positive difference in their life, anyone who understands what negativity, toxicity, and narcissism is, any of those people, and I'm one of them, and I can assure you, you're one of them, you've made changes in your life. And the changes you've made, maybe you've made the final change, maybe you've made the first change. No matter what you've done, you've made changes to insulate and protect yourself. And as you are doing what you're doing, just like I've been doing for 6+ years, the narcissist doesn't have access to you or myself, so they have to look elsewhere. And when they go to other familiar avenues of communication with other people, and those doors are now shut, now what does the narcissist do? They have to go down the list. Remember, let's go to Hollywood for a minute. Think about any Hollywood celebrity or actor or actress. Well, usually there are things as A-list celebrities, B-list celebrities, C-list, okay, on and on, right? Well, you were the A-list supply source. And when you go no contact and you block that person like you've done, and other people do the same thing, well, then the narcissist has to look down at the B list. Well, there's not much there these days. They go to the C list. Cupboards are bare. The D list, oh my gosh, the narcissist, and I'll act like them for a second even though I'm not, they're scratching their balding, aging head saying, I forgot I even had a D list. Oh my gosh, like the cupboards really are barren. I really don't have what I used to have. Not only that, I'm getting older. I'm becoming the aging narcissist. And then what do? They run through the old Rolodex of the playbook or their phone at the D list and they say, well, there's nothing here. What do I do? Oh my gosh. I have to go back out in the field. I have to pound the pavement. I have to go hang out in coffee shops and act like I'm down on my luck. I have to actually buy a jacket with a lapel of some Ivy League school on it, claiming that I went to university there when I never went to one day of higher education in my life. Do you see how I'm chuckling? I'm chuckling because I could come up with thousands of these things if time allowed, but it doesn't, because I have sessions to provide and I have other things I need to be doing, which is why each and every day I create videos to pay it forward to help you out. But see, this is why it's the end of the line for the narcissist. Go back in time before you met them, who you were, what you were doing, and how naive you were. Well, that person doesn't exist any longer. I'm talking about one of the versions of you. Think about who you were when you were trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle. That person, my hope, doesn't exist any longer either. Either you're cutting the ties or you've healed or you're healing, any way you look at it. But let's say you've entered the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you. Well, that person is staying for the rest of your life because you've earned your stripes, you've paid your tuition, you're out of the traps, plural, and you've cut the 4 ties. And the 4 ties, of course, you should know by now, they are the emotional, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual tie. As you cut those, you get stronger. As you get stronger, said person gets weaker, and eventually they fall off the map, and they have to slither elsewhere. And that's what they will do. That's what they did when they were running from another source of supply to you. You were just one cog in the wheel. You thought you were the wheel. You were just one person who was being manipulated on that invisible hamster wheel going around and around and around. And you thought that you were in an exclusive, loving, stable, healthy, two-way reciprocal relationship. It was anything but that. It was the relationship that tested you. It twisted your life upside down. It misdirected you, and it stole everything out from underneath you. And that's why it's the end of the line for this person you're thinking about, because they don't have access to you. They don't have access to people that are similar to you. They don't have access to your house, to your laugh, to the way you look, to the way you walk, to the way you carry yourself, to the way you were always there to help them and support them, to your bank account, and to your ideas. Ideas are a huge thing with these people. Think about what are ideas to the narcissist. There's something that they could steal from a person. Think about any great idea that was ever created. Did it come from the original idea? Did it come from the mind of a narcissist originally? There's no chance it did. The narcissist stole the ideas and patented them for themselves and reaped all the benefits. And that's what they did with you without the patent. But that's why you need to understand that these people don't change. They're shapeshifters. They get worse and worse. They deteriorate. And the end of the line is here right now for them. Now, whereas the end of the line is here for them, it's not for you. Your life is just taking off. You are just beginning to understand what I've been talking about for 6 years. And you're understanding that you are stronger than you know, which is why you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And that's why you realize that there's no room in your life now or in the future for toxicity. And having said that, if you haven't cut the ties yet, I can assure you, you are working on doing that, or you will very soon. But if you have cut them, you know that it's benefited you extremely well. You know that your life has improved. You know that you now see things really clearly. You now know that you don't have to check your phone every 10 minutes to see what that person is going to ask you to do or tell you to do. You don't have to check your phone and pick up a phone call and then be hung up on 10 times in a day. You don't have to be wondering why your texts on a Friday night at 7 o'clock received the 2 green check marks, but yet they weren't reciprocated, meaning someone didn't text you back. You don't have to do any of those things. Think about your money again. I've shared it for years. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And when the money runs out, of course, that's when the narcissist runs out. But think about that. They don't have access to your money. Think about how much that person stole from you. I'm referencing financial abuse here. Think of how much money they took from you. Think how much money they misappropriated or misaligned or misdirected. Or think of how much money they stole and hid from you. Think about it. This is what they do. Well, now you don't have to worry about that. Now, I know it's not that easy, and I know that if you're healing, you're on the journey, you're on the road, and the healing path, as I've shared for 6 years, it's not linear. It will take time. It will take a lot of time, but in your time, you will heal. But having said that, you need to realize that if you're rebuilding, there's a reason you're rebuilding. It's because somebody went into your moat, into your energy field, into your castle, and they tried their best to pillage it. They tried to ransack it. They tried to steal everything, and then they tried to tell everybody it was your fault. This is why the narcissist is a thief in the night. This is why these people are extremely dangerous. This is why these people are criminals. You may think, well, that's a little rough. Well, think about it. Things were stolen from you. Your time, your health, your money, relationships, your ideas. It was all taken from you. That is a thief. That's a criminal. Now, having said all those things, you need to remember that as you're getting stronger and you're healing, this person is still stuck in their same old loops, plural, of toxicity. That's where they will be for the end of days. But what they're realizing, and they're beginning to realize, the toxic, negative, narcissistic people, is that they don't have the access to individuals even close to you as they used to even yesterday. They don't. This world that we are on, it's changing so quickly. In the last 8 minutes and 44 seconds, made you look, a lot has already changed in this planet called Earth. You've already got more wisdom. I'm getting stronger. So are you. And what is the narcissist doing? They're not watching educational videos and learning about narcissism for the same reason you are. They're watching educational videos on narcissism to fill up their repertoire of toxicity. They're trying to figure out new ways to abuse people. Why do you think so many people recently have popped up saying that the narcissist is changing their playbook to become vulnerable and saying that they're healed and all those things? It's because they don't know what else to say. It's because the cat's out of the bag. It's because the toothpaste can't be put back in the tube. People now understand what toxicity is. And it isn't just a oil barrel with a skull and crossbones. It walks and talks like you do and has 2 legs. And it is the person you're considering. That's why you need to understand it's the end of the line for these people. It's the end of the road. Now, again, I don't wish ill will upon anybody. I'm not going to start now. I never have. I never will. But people that abuse people knowingly, willingly, and deliberately, and also do this for repeatedly over and over again for days, weeks, months, years, decades, lifetimes, they have a huge price to pay. And again, that's not going to come at the hands of a human being. It'll come at a power much greater than a mere mortal. But the narcissist knows this. That's why they don't want to go to sleep. I'm referencing the narcissist. That's why these people never want to sleep. That's why they need multiple things. That's why they're always on the go. That's why they have multiple smartphones. That's why they have to blow up vacations and holidays and birthdays and celebrations, because they know that their time is limited here on this beautiful planet called Earth, and that they have a quota that they have to make of destroying X number of people's lives. Now, that last part may be true, may not be. I've thought about it for years, and do I think it's true? I do. I think there's a lot more to that than I just shared. I just scratched the surface there. But these people are on missions to ruin other people's lives. And I'll share this, then I'll close the video. Why do you think all these toxic people all use the same behaviors, techniques, mannerisms, and tactics? Why do you think that is? Really take a few moments and think about it. It's because they're all connected. It's because they all can tap into the beehive mentality. And all those beehive mentalities are being controlled by one huge queen bee, or king bee, whatever you want to call it. And nothing against bees, I love bees. I'm giving you a metaphorical reference. But having said that, any of these dark creatures that are connected with the dark energy, and there are an awful lot of them, they now know that they can't do what they used to do. That there are so many people that they abused in the past, and I am one of them, that no longer will tolerate anything that they say, do, act, claim. And I'm referencing people I haven't even met before. Again, I could be in your city, your town, your country, your state, wherever you are, and just be going to a coffee shop and grab a coffee, and I can just listen to people. And I will notice and recognize, because I can read energy, and you probably can now too, or if you can't, you will be able to once you heal. I can say, wow, that sounds like a really good person. Or that person sounds like they're trapped, or that person, they have a long road in front of them, or whatever. Now, do I have all the answers? Absolutely not. But do I have wisdom? You're damn straight I do. Have I been trapped in the cycle? You know it. Am I out? Absolutely I am. And that's what you need to remember. Once you're out, you stay out. So it will be the end of the line for the person you're considering, because they know that. It's just the beginning for you. It's the beginning of abundance. It's the beginning of being yourself. It's the ability to actually discover who you are. So cut the ties with said person. Go no contact. Block them. Delete them. Remove them and all flying monkeys. If not now, when? If you've done it, you know it served you extremely well. If you haven't done it, you need to ask yourself the question, what are you waiting for? Again, if you can't do it today, I understand. Get ready to create, develop, and execute your exit plan. It is not one size fits all. You could be way in front of me on the healing path. You could be way behind me. The point is, we are all in this together. So as you do your part, just like I've done my part years ago, we are getting stronger. As the next person does their part, now there are 3 of us doing our part. On and on and on. That's why this ripple effect has really taken root. That's why the grassroots movement has really taken foothold. And that's why you're changing. And that's why you are getting stronger than you ever thought possible. So before I close the video, understand one thing. It's the end of the line for the narcissist. Remember this famous old adage from wherever you may have heard it or read it? The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Just remember that. Just remember that. The narcissist always wanted to be the first. But guess what? They will always, in perpetuity, be the last. Because you cannot go through life destroying people's lives, experiences, relationships, and health without there being a big price to pay down the road. That's what the narcissist is finding out. Their problem, not mine. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. I love you all. And I'll talk with you tomorrow. A couple quick things. 1, you need to understand it is the end of the line for the narcissist. Number 2, you need to understand once you cut the 4 ties from said person, you will begin to really, really elevate, ascend, change, grow, get really clear, and really understand that there was a purpose for your healing. Number 3, do I wish you went through the cycle? Absolutely not. I wish I didn't, but we did. And we cannot change the past. We cannot predict the future. We need to take the lifelong learning lessons that we've acquired, and we need to apply them in present day, which means stay in the present moment and make sure you maintain your boundaries and maintain no contact. And the final thing I'll tell you is the narcissist knew these days were coming. They knew it. They just hoped it wouldn't be in their generation. You see, all of these people, all the narcissists, plural, whatever generations you're considering, they all feed from the same water, the same spigot of vileness, if you will. And they all of them, every single one of them, were hoping that it wouldn't be their generation that got exposed or got called out or got got discovered. Well, guess what? Jig is up, news is out. We now know. And so any narcissist living on this present day, your time's up. Hashtag time's up. And you know it. Game's over, people. That's why we go no contact and do not ever, and I mean ever, entertain toxicity even for one moment. We are the generational curse breakers, and we are stronger than we know. Love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.